Are you giving off the right body language? Let's get into it. So anyone who knows me really well knows that I'm a personal space kind of girl, right? And so what that means for me, if you like my arms, you see they're like this long. I'm just being funny, but they are this long. And I kind of like when people are that far away from me, right? I mean, I have to be like really, really, really into you and know you really well for you to be all up in my space, honey. And so I want to talk about body language, which also has a little bit to do with boundaries, but I want to talk about body language because, sometimes, people say, okay, this couple looks so good together, da 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 da. But, the man ain't even touching the woman or the woman ain't even touching the woman, right? And they're like separated. They're not necessarily like looking at each other, not smiling at each other. And I don't know how people can get sometimes, oh, this is a great couple, when really their body language is saying something different, right? Say, for instance, when people are really into each other, right? And it doesn't matter how long you've known each other, and we all like to be respectful of people that we don't know as well. But just, holding someone's hand or just standing close to someone or sitting close to someone or leaning in to talk to the person, right? Or just smiling at them. It kind of shows that you're into them, and that type of body language is what you're looking for when you're dating, right? You don't want like someone all over you, but what you do want is someone who will gently touch you on your hand or on your shoulder, not like in a creepy way though, not like in a creepy way, because sometimes it can be creepy, but someone who just gently touches your upper back or a little bit of your lower back, but not your bottom, just your lower back, right? But the thing about it is that, body language says a lot, right? It says that, I'm into you or I'm not. Once you get past someone like me who's like into their personal space, when I really do know someone, I may lean over to talk to them in their ear because I can't hear half the time because the place may be too noisy or where we're at may be too noisy. Or I just may sit close to them because I like them, right? But that's the kind of body language you want when you're dating people. You want to be able to, and let me just say this too. Even if you're virtually dating people, right, or you're doing FaceTime or whatever that is, lean in. I always tell people like lean in, show interest, right? And that shows the person you're into them, that you're paying attention. But body language says a lot when it comes to like dating, and it says a lot when it comes to relationships, because if I can't even be close to you, right? If I'm not even interested in, touching you, that says a lot to me when it comes to relationships, right? But I would say, notice like the body language that you're giving to people. Like, are you like looking at them in the eyes? Are you smiling at them? Are you like, leaning forward when you talk to them? Are you, okay with them, being right next to you and maybe holding your hand or rubbing your arm or like even putting, your hand on their thigh? Now, having said that, depending on how well you know this person, you want to keep your hand probably close to the knee. Yes, the knee. And not any closer, than that, right? Because then it does become, sometimes a little awkward and people don't know how to respond to that, right? And, and you just want to be careful about stuff like that. So let me just say this, and let me go ahead and recap, because this is one of those things to where for me, it's like, you would think it's a given, but it's not, and some people, when we're shy, people like me, we're somewhat shy. We don't necessarily want to come across as awkward, and we don't want to come across as like being weird, right? And so, or even creepy sometimes. I like to use that word because it sounds interesting. But even creepy sometimes. So it's like, I guess I should say read the room, read the room, right? So if you like someone and you're out on a date with them, whether or not you're in person or you're, in a virtual space, right? Lean in, look the person in their eyes, smile at them, laugh with them, right? Make them feel comfortable and show them that you are interested in them, because a lot of times, and we see celebrities sometimes, they're in magazines or they're on television walking, And let me just say a great couple to me who does this sometimes really well is Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, right? I think I got his name right. Anyway, so, he pretty much holds her hand all the time. They pretty much lean in and talk to each other all the time. They're laughing a lot, and they're close to each other. They have this great body language when it comes to each other. It's like they like being close. And that, is because they've been together for a long time. They've known each other for a long time. But at the same time, I think it's because they like each other and they want to be close. And that's the kind of body language you want, especially if you're in a relationship. And if you're getting to know someone, don't be afraid of a hug, right? Don't be afraid of of someone holding your hands. Don't be afraid of someone touching you on your arm or on your back or on your knee, right? Don't be afraid of that stuff. So, that is probably, all I want to say in this recap is that, body language is so important when you're dating people. And if people call it chemistry sometimes, but if you don't feel like you can be close to the person, then you probably are not connected in a way to where you want to maybe continue dating this person. And and as far as his relationships are concerned, that's just something you can work on. Even when you're dating, you can work on it. So I wouldn't say that's a deal breaker. I'm just saying that sometimes just read the room and just see that, do I need to show more affection to my partner? Do I need to show some affection to the person I'm dating? And how much of that do I need to show?